Hey YouTubers, Raven here.
Starfire.
And tonight we're talking about Comic-Con review.
Yes! Finally!
We promised it to you last week, we're finally getting it to you this week.
But it's okay because there's a lot of information.
Yes.
So yeah.
And some new information that I didn't hear about over the weekend that I wouldn't have heard about if we didn't wait.
I was trying to just, get all of it. I was like, refresh. Okay, send you this,
Yes.
send you this.
She sends me the stuff, and I digest it. Yes.
All the interview things. Even when they were live, I was, sending the live link. They're live on Entertainment Weekly right now. Here's the link.
I'm in the hospital. Can't watch.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So I think first, maybe instead of starting with Arrow, we should start off with the one that will take the least amount of time.
Which would be what?
Legends.
Because I think they've started filming.
I think so.
Because the new season is premiering in January. So it's going to be mid-season. So they probably have started, or at least are about to start.
Yeah, they probably recently, maybe this week, got the
because I think at Comic-Con they were saying that they hadn't. I think they were kind of in production, they were getting ready to start.
Right.
But I don't think that they'd actually gotten the script yet. So they probably have now. But yeah. So anyway.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's nothing really big happening with them.
I mean, we know that because Katie Lotz said it in the interview that she's going to be getting a superpower.
We don't know what that is.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah. I do have mixed feelings on that.
Yeah. As long as her and Ava are still on good terms.
Yes.
And she even said, in the interview, she's like, she's a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun together doing those scenes. And she's like, so,
yeah.
And I think, didn't they ask Mick if he was going to have a love interest or something?
They asked him about his, I think they asked him about, because they were on the topic of romance, and they asked him about romances, and he's like, well, I think he needs, something more than a three-titted, what was her?
Three-breasted woman.
Right, and then he was like, what was her name? And then the rest of the cast told him he forgot the three-breasted lady's name.
Yeah, I think Katie said something. I think she said it.
Yeah. He forgot she even had three breasts. He was like, it was two or three they were like three. He's like, okay,
yeah.
3.
And I also liked it. They did mention Constantine too.
Yeah.
Which he's just, I don't know. I really like when he's on it because I think he adds another, element to it that makes it, really interesting and intense and stuff. So
he's going to be back this season.
Yeah, I think he's a good addition to the Legends.
Yes.
So.
Also, Zari will be returning.
She will be returning, but she will not be the same Zari that we know.
Yeah.
Which makes me so sad.
Right, but we have to get to know her brother. Because the cast...
We do.
I mean, the characters already know him because to them, he's always been with them.
We do, but her and Nate just got together.
I know.
They just got together.
I know. But she left to save him.
I know, but still, he always loses his women because they leave to save something.
Yeah.
First it was Amaya, and then it was Zari.
Well, technically, the first person that he had a romantic interest with was that ancient Japanese lady, and he left her because he had to go be a hero.
Yeah, but the other two, it was the women.
It was all their fault.
Yeah.
All their fault. It's all your fault.
But yeah.
Stop! Rent-A-Kid is such an amazing movie. Totally cheesy and corny, but y'all should watch it.
You're killing me, Smalls.
Aww. That's a good movie, too.
We don't cry in baseball! Sorry. Anyway, yeah. So it sucks because I really liked them.
Yes. But, I mean, if they're meant to be, they'll find another reason to connect.
True. But it's just all that buildup and all that tension and all that, like, awesome stuff. And then it happens and then this happens. And I'm just like...
Yes.
But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how she's gonna be in the new season.
Mm-hmm.
And of course Ray.
Yeah.
And I just enjoy Ray as a character.
Yes.
Like, I know he's not always like the smartest when it comes to certain things. He's very smart scientifically.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, socially and stuff, he's not always.
Right.
But I just enjoy, like, his humor and just, the character a lot.
Yeah.
So.
I was kind of sad that there were 3 people that are kind of 4 people that are kind of, like, integral to the team now that didn't show up.
Mm-hmm.
That's Ava.
Mm-hmm.
One nipple.
Gary.
Yes. It's Wolf Girl.
Mona.
Yes. And I had it. Holy hell.
Nate.
Ava. Wolf Girl.
Zari.
Okay.
Oh, the one that was Amaya.
Nora.
Oh, Nora, yeah.
Nora.
Well, I believe that she was at Comic-Con, but she just wasn't in the interview because I saw pictures of her and Brandon, Ralph.
Yeah, I was hella confused because, like, your husband's here. Where are you?
I saw pictures of them together at, like, a party they went to at Comic-Con, like an Entertainment Weekly party thing. So she was probably there with him, but she just wasn't part of the interview.
Right. I feel like she should be, because she's still fairy godmother.
Yeah, I mean, she's on the show. She's had a big arc on the show. Mm-hmm. Like, I think that she should have at least been a part of it.
I think they should have had a panel because they have enough stuff to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
They should have had a panel.
They should have.
I mean, I understand why Black Lightning didn't, but Legends.
Well, the guy who plays Black Lightning, Cress Williams, was on, like, a panel, like, with the Best Dressed or whatever, like... He was on some other panel that they did.
Right.
And so was Candace Patton. She was on one for, like, the top 10, like, or she was on, like, a female, like, a fan favorite panel for, like, women and stuff in the DC shows.
Right.
Or not just DC, but I think, like, all the shows in general.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, so they were there for other panels.
Yeah.
They just didn't do one for the show.
But, like, that's my whole thing. Like, why fly in the majority of your top-lined cast if you're not having a damn panel?
Yeah, I agree with that. Because, like, okay, I know this doesn't have anything to do with superhero stuff, but, like, Brooklyn Nine-Nine cast was there, and they hadn't even started filming yet, but they still had a panel. And they had, like, a couple interviews. They even freaking had a simulation setup. Like, NBC was doing, like, for their comedy shows, they had these, like, little interactive things that you could be a part of. And you could actually be, like, a recruit in the precinct, like, playing one of the games and, like, being a part of it. And I was like, that's so cool. Those people are so lucky. But anyway, yeah, I mean, they hadn't even started filming, but they came down for Comic-Con.
Right.
And, like, that was only their second panel because when they were on Fox, they never had them go to Comic-Con. Mm-hmm. They've only been twice. Last year and then this year. So, but I mean... I guess I can understand why Black Lightning didn't do one. Mm-hmm. Because they didn't really, even in the interview for Black Lightning, they didn't really have much to say.
It was really bland and boring. It's like, why are you here? Your spine was ripped out.
They said
I'm in a box.
And I was like, well, there's a reason he's still on the show. He's just he's just being cryogenically frozen right now.
Right. And that was, like, the biggest question.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they were, like, showering them in praise.
Right.
It's like, this is boring.
And I mean, Nessa wasn't even there. Right. It was just the one who plays Jen. Mm-hmm. Which is fine, because I like her.
Right. She freaking shaved her head.
She did.
She ain't bald.
Now she looks like Lynn.
She does.
Now she looks like her mom. In the show.
Right.
But yeah. I did not know that the one who plays Lynn was British.
Really?
No. Because she's not that way in the show.
Right.
So I didn't know until she actually talked in the interview. I was like, she has an accent. Yeah. But yeah. So anyway.
Back to the shows that matter. I'm sorry I love Black Lightning, but there was nothing to say.
There wasn't. See, it just makes me sad when that happens, because it's like, they want to be able to share stuff with you, but they literally
don't even know.
But a lot of times, shows don't even start filming again until, like, mid to end July. Mm-hmm. So, and Comic-Con's, like, right in between that.
Yeah.
So sometimes they haven't already started filming them.
But most of the time they already have the script, so they should be able to say something.
Yeah, I mean, at least they're into, like, the first episode. Because with The Flash, like, Candace Patton said they were up to, like, the second episode.
Well, a lot of shows don't even film in order.
Yeah.
Like, they'll film, like, this scene from this episode further down the line, and then this scene from this episode.
Usually TV shows are filmed more chronologically. Mm-hmm. Movies are more out of order.
Right, but I mean, like, they'll film part of episode 4 and then go back to episode 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But usually they spend a week filming one episode.
Yeah. But, like, if it's shot in the same general area.
Yeah. So, like, if they're on location or something, then they might switch around. But if they spend, like, the week filming, then that's for that episode.
Yeah.
So,
but, I mean, I'm excited about Legends.
Yeah.
And what we're getting.
Which means it's going to start after Arrow.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's starting, I think it said on the TV Time app, it said January 20th.
Okay, so they're taking Arrow's spot.
Yeah.
Okay.
They usually are on Mondays at 8 anyway, which is when Arrow is on currently right now.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
And I think Black Lightning's moving again. But I think it's going to be Thursdays now.
Why can't everything just be on the first 3 days of the week?
Let me see. Let me check.
But anyway, while she's checking that, let's move on to Arrow.
Yes.
I thought that the panels were fairly good. They didn't have a lot of the people. Emily couldn't show up because she's doing shows now. Mm-hmm. Steven mentioned something about, like, Broadway or something.
Oh, yeah, I think she's doing theater.
Mm-hmm. So, no publicity for this Comic-Con.
But she left at the end anyway.
Yeah, but, like, a lot of...
Oh, no, it's going to be on Mondays, my bad. Black Lightning's going to be Mondays. It used to be Tuesdays. Mm-hmm. Now it's going to be Mondays.
At, like, 9?
Yeah, I think so.
So, Emily couldn't be there to answer any questions about the previous season.
Yeah.
And it was weird. They had Wild Dog and they had Black Canary, but they did not have Curtis, the tech guy who became Mr.
I haven't watched Arrow regularly since, like, season 4.
Right.
So.
He didn't show up, which I thought was a little sad. I mean, I know he hasn't been in much of the show recently since he stopped being a superhero.
Yeah.
And that, like, towards the end of the season, his character was thinking about leaving, go to California, and do some, like, tech thing there. Mm-hmm. I think he chose to stay. But, I mean, it's still... And I think he's starting to get a love story arc, finally replacing his ex-husband with a cop.
Nice.
Which is interesting because the cop doesn't like the vigilantes, and then he had to suit up to help the team in, like, the final fight, and then he got found out. And so it was a little weird that, like, that's how the boyfriend found out.
Yeah.
But, yeah, like, they, a lot of the panel and a lot of the, like,
and isn't Katie Cassidy gonna direct?
I think so.
Because I saw something about that.
Mm-hmm. A lot of them were talking about, like, last season,
mm-hmm.
and so there wasn't much information on this season until you got to the panel, in which not much was really given about this next season, except for, like, a lot of it, since it's their final season, was, like, what is the show meant to you?
Are they already done filming it?
No.
Oh, okay.
But, like, a lot of the, like, questions and everything was, like, what is the show meant to you?
Right.
Like,
that's kind of how it was with the Supernatural panel, too.
Yeah. But they did announce that Stephen Amell will be playing multiple versions of the Arrow, and that we'll also see multiple versions of the Arrow. So, what I am thinking is that, I think what they actually stated was that we'll see multiple versions of the Arrow, and so I think, obviously, some of them will still be Stephen Amell, but I'm thinking that we'll also be getting alternate
universe.
Well, obviously it's alternate universe.
Yeah.
But different versions of who became the Arrow, because maybe it wasn't always Oliver Queen.
Right.
Like, maybe Oliver died on the raft, and his dad came back and became the Arrow. Like, like,
kind of like
that.
with Fringe, like the alt Livia and, like, alt Lincoln.
Right.
And, like, alt Peter.
Mm-hmm. Moira is coming back. How is Mom coming back?
Tommy's coming back.
Malcolm is coming back.
Which makes me super freaking happy because I loved Tommy.
Yes. Some people are theorizing that even he is his Earth's Green Arrow.
He might be. Because it said in that interview that I read that he's going to, like, he's going to be something that a lot of the fans have been wanting to see for a while.
Right.
Like, he's not necessarily going to be, like, back to life in our present universe necessarily.
Right. He's from an alternate universe.
But we are going to see him in some capacity and see something that we've been wanting to see for the character that we haven't.
What if he's actually from Earth 2, which is where Laurel is from? And because in last season, Laurel finally got her entire story arc in where she decided, no, I'm going to be, she tried to return to her evil ways, but there was so much good that she's done now, and she, Felicity and her had actually become friends, that it was so hard for her to turn on them.
Yeah.
But, she tried, but she failed.
Right.
And she realized that she had to go back and face her demons. So she left our Earth and went back to Earth 2 to deal with everything. And then she came back for that Birds of Prey episode, which wasn't called Birds of Prey because, copyright.
Yeah, the Klingon own that because of their ship being called
No, because there's a TV show called Birds of Prey.
I know, but also, it's Star Trek too, because the Klingon ship is a bird of prey.
Mm-hmm. But sorry. But so she had returned from her Earth by that episode.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe she had made amends, and then also her and that version of Tommy.
That would make me so happy.
Because he did state that we were going to get to see Tommy in a way that we've been wanting to.
Yeah.
And we've always been wanting him with her.
Tommy and
So even though our version of both of them are dead, we have another version.
You don't understand. If you go back and watch the early Arrow videos that we did, I gush about them all the time.
Yeah.
Because I like them even more than Olicity.
Mm-hmm.
I loved them so much.
Yes.
And they were doomed.
Yes.
But I still loved them.
Yes. It was very hard to get through a review without her mentioning anything like that.
They were like the main reason I even cared about Arrow in the first few seasons.
Right. So with Moira coming back, it's leading me to wonder if they're going to bring Thea back on.
I hope
because
so.
they brought Roy.
Because I really liked Thea and Roy too.
Right. They brought Roy back last season.
Mm-hmm.
And did a thing where he was basically he had died on their quest to destroy it was Roy, Thea, and Nyssa. The CW superhero shows, the Arrowverse, love to use the same names. Okay. So it was Nyssa, Thea, and Roy. They were traveling around closing all the other Lazarus pits so that people couldn't be brought back from the dead and the League of Assassins couldn't pop up again somewhere else and stuff like that. Roy died on a mission. And the girls thought it was a good idea to drop him in a pit before they destroyed it.
Bring him back to life.
Right. So he's been suffering with the same thing that Thea was, the bloodlust.
Yeah.
And so it would be interesting to see, since he's had like half a season to make himself all better again, or, try to get some sort of grip on this thing, to see him and Thea return. Maybe even Nyssa return. And I would love to get a freaking payoff on freaking hell, I can't, Talia. I would love to get a payoff on her escaping prison. I don't think we got that payoff. A full payoff, okay? The type of thing they gave us last season was BS. So I want a real payoff of her escaping prison. And I think saving the damn world would be a freaking good one.
I mean, at least the CW writers listen to their audience.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike some people,
right?
Who I'm not going to talk about because I'll just go on a rant.
Mm-hmm. It's okay.
I'm still mad.
I know.
I bawled when I got to the episode and it happened.
You actually finished?
Yes, I did.
Oh,
it was so bad. It was so hard.
So.
And now I never have to see it again.
Yeah. Until next season.
If it has one.
Right. So I think it would be great to get them to show up and get, have them tell us that all the Lazarus pits are done. Tie up that loose end. And have Thea meet alternate Earth Mommy. And see how that goes. I want to,
The one who plays Moira is a really great actress.
Yes, I really love her.
She also played the Borg Queen on some Voyager episodes.
Nice.
Yeah, she was good.
I could see her doing that.
Yeah, she's pretty evil.
Yeah. But the big reveal... Okay, actually, we're going to save that for later. So we're going to talk about that tweet that I heard about, or not tweet, the video that I watched over the weekend that talked about a interview with the guy who plays John Diggle.
What's his name?
David Ramsey.
Yeah.
How did I remember?
Because both the people, no, wait. Because both of, so Diggle and Jean on Supergirl both have David for their first name, the actors. He's David Harwood or Harewood, and then Diggle is David Ramsey. So, yeah.
So, apparently during a solo interview on the strip at Comic-Con.
Yeah, the press room or whatever.
Yeah. He got asked about if you're going to see Diggle with his family and how that's going. And because of the new casting that we got for Diggle's son for the future, Diggle Jr. and John Diggle Jr.
Harwood. That's John.
Okay. So, for Diggle Jr., we got a casting for that. So in the future, in the flash forwards, we're going to get to see him finally. Although obviously the people who watched Legends know that he's not going to be taking over as the Green Arrow in the future. It will be the adoptive son, Connor Hawke.
Nice.
Which, I mean, maybe we'll get to see at the end of the season, He puts on the hood, and then it's like...
Gosh, so much is going to be on Sunday, October 6th. The NCIS LA season premiere, Supergirl, Batwoman.
That's going to be a really long night for us.
Right?
A really long night, because we're going to watch all 3 of those. And we're going to have to review 2 of them. Or one of them. Yeah. We don't know if we're doing Batwoman.
Yeah. If you want to do it on your own, you can.
Right. Because I'll actually follow through with that one. But his answer was like, well, we're going to get to see, him, his family, and how life is going, raising their son and the adoptive son, and all like this. And I'm sitting here thinking, wait, Ron's Tiger, or whatever the hell his name was, died. I don't remember him dying, but okay. Because I know Connor Hawke becomes, gets adopted by John Diggle. So I was just really kind of confused by that, because I don't remember him dying last season. But whatever. In this season, he's going to get adopted by the Diggles. Yeah. So that's all going on. And then, out of nowhere, in his final sentence of this report, or at least his answer to this question, he mentions Green Lantern for no effing reason. Why would you mention Green Lantern? He's like, yeah, it's tough,
He would only mention it if there's going to be some reason that he's,
right?
Which probably means that he's going to be Green Lantern.
That was the only time I've heard that he mentioned Green Lantern, was that one singular interview.
Wow.
And if you look at his new costume, then he's wearing his Guardian helmet, sure, whatever, and most of the cast have new outfits this season, and they all look freaking awesome, and it's like black leather, like motorcycle getup, right?
Yeah.
He has green outlines on his. So, like, my mind just like, boom! Diggle's Green Lantern now. Like, oh my gosh. And I mean, it could just be an alternate Earth Diggle, this Green Lantern, or it could be an evolution of his character at the end of the season. Maybe he's rewarded after Crisis.
It's not like they could just be like, oh, you're not on the show anymore for saying that. I mean, the show is they're ending the show after this season, so it's not like if he spoils that, it's a big deal.
Exactly. And he didn't say he would be Green Lantern. He said Green, but it happened in a question involving his family.
Right.
And we all know his brother's dead, that he killed his brother.
Shame.
Right? But it was kill or be killed. And so it was just like, he's totally gonna be Green Lantern! Like, oh my gosh!
Yeah.
So I freaked out.
Obviously.
And, obvi. And my brother would hit me for shortening that word like that.
Obvi.
Like,
whatever.
Like, did you totally get the stitch?
We're from California. We can say it however we want to say it.
Total
and turn
Valley
it
girls.
Into slang if we want to.
Yeah. Valley girl.
Okay, not that far. But
well, we're not blonde.
I know. It doesn't work unless you're blonde.
Right? You can even be bottle blonde and it would work, but
I mean, you can pretend like you're one, but you're not a true Valley girl unless you're blonde.
Unless you're blonde wearing Daisy Dukes and I just mean really short shorts.
Booty shorts.
Yeah. But So on the Arrow panel itself, we did get a revelation on the whole Superman thing.
Brandon Routh!
Yes!
Is gonna be coming back as Superman!
Yes! 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 As an older Superman!
Yes!
In which in the comics, Lois is dead! Yes!
That's my genuine reaction, because I did not know that.
Yes. Basically, this is a version of the...
It's called, like, Kingdom something, right?
Kingdom Come.
Okay.